and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Motorsport for some more multiplayer racing. This time around, we were using A-class cars that weren't allowed to run on the slick race tyres and had to have a big engine. We are talking at least a 5-litre engine. I opted to go a different route to too many in this one, and I went for a BMW. I've gone for the M3. Never really done much with this car. Put a big 6.2 litre V8 in this one. Got the wide body kit, got some big tyres on it. The hope is that we would have decent amounts of grip while still having a good chunk of power to be fast enough in a straight line. It was actually quite light as well. Oh, that's a long way back for us here. We're at Laguna for our first race. Oh, this is going to be an adventure into the unknown for us. My BMW is likely to... I don't know how much it's going to enjoy this track particularly. It's not the worst handling car in the world, but it's certainly not the best handling car of this group. It's more of a straight line speed car, which at Laguna you're not really going to be able to use. We do have okay traction. We're going to try and look for a way around the outside of Ewan here, but it is, it's just very busy. The Asian man's going to draw alongside. Now the Mazda, I'm going to presume that is now a V8 RX-7, is going to, it's going to be there. There's a car up on the gravel with a terrible attempt at a rejoin. Thankfully it glanced off the rear corner, didn't really do very much. Impega is caught up in the middle of all of this as well. There's going to be a gap. There's a lovely little gap appeared for us to sneak past on the inside of everybody as they were kind of tangling with each other. We just have to be a little bit careful up here. I'm hoping we can now out-accelerate some cars on the run up towards the corkscrew. Porsche, I don't think knew we were there. We have immense amounts of speed. Porsche just did not realise that was a little bit of a, like a GTA bloody manoeuvre where you got so much slipstream the car moves over not realising there's somebody having a look. We are going to be clear of Liam through there. The Lexus has got good mid-corner speed in all of this. The big Lexus it's got a lot of mid-corner speed actually compared to my BMW, but I'm going to hazard a guess it's probably almost twice the weight of the M3, and we can put the power down here and we will run away from the Lexus. So yeah, we've got a lot of pace going on here in a straight line, as we would hope. We are trying to utilise that where we can. We're going to be very annoying for cars to pass. If we get ahead, we're going to be really annoying because we're going to out-accelerate. We're not going to be the fastest thing in the world, but we are going to out-accelerate other stuff here and just be out of range when it comes to an overtaking, sort of like through here, for example. The Lexus can't do anything. It's not close enough to do anything on the way into the corner, and then we run away as we go down a straight. We aren't very good under brakes. That is one of the real problems I have with this car. Oh, there is a Corvette off into the wall. It was getting very busy up there. I don't quite know why. I didn't really see. I think I was far too much looking at my own, driving my own lines, and I wasn't really looking. So it might have been caught on video what happened, but I didn't see what occurred. We can fling the car down the corkscrew there. We're not going to find anything around. I'm not looking to the outside through there. The BMW ahead. I ran just a little bit wide, and that will put me past as an easy, when you're given an opportunity like that one, I will happily take it. Right, final corner. Oh, Wyvern's gone very wide in the Corvette. We have got a lot more straight line speed than that. It did run wide, but we've got a lot more straight line speed than just about everything going on down here. We're going to try and look to the outside of the Cobra. It is a long way round there, and Wyvern's going to cut underneath. Oh, we're going to get a bit sideways. We could have got that pass probably on the Cobra done had there not been a Corvette to the inside of it. Maybe, I don't know. Difficult one to tell. We know we struggle through some of this sort of mid part of the lap. We simply do not have the grip. We want to get a move on. Can we have a look to the inside? Or Cobra moved a little. I think it realised just how quick we were going to be down there. Moved a little bit late, but did change its mind when it realised that the M3 was going to be there, whether they liked it or not, pretty much. We head up towards the corkscrew now. Wyvern's pulled away a little bit. You can see the speed we have in a straight line in this thing is very, very nice. Into the corkscrew we go, where it is currently very busy with cars. It is a Mustang leading a Cosmo, leading an M1, leading a DBS, a Testarossa, Corvette, and we've got my speedy BMW in the middle of all of this, but it's a handful, this car. And then Liam's very big heavy Lexus is doing remarkably well in all of this. The Cobra is going to... Actually, the Cobra's going to have a battle with the Lexus on its hands there. Now, if the Corvette gets held up in this traffic, that actually helps me out. Because if it's getting held up through the corners, we can, or wanted to, have a little think about it. I'm not going to be able to outbrake it, but what I've actually managed to do is stop the Corvette from being able to have a battle with the Testarossa. So it was going to, Ivan was 100% wanting to have a look at the inside of the Ferrari, couldn't do it because a BMW was suddenly there and now the Corvette's out wide. Unfortunately, it's not really at a helpful point for me in terms of looking for a way past the Corvette. We may be able to have a crack at the inside down here. Corvette will have a lot of speed through this corner though. We will try and hold it out wide. On the power we go. I just noticed being a chain. Oh, Gibgob's we're going to use Gibgob as a pick on the exit there. That will work very nicely. Thank you very much. And move ourselves up into 6th place. Shadow's lost out. Not sorry, it's not Shadow. Shadow's miles ahead actually in all of this. I don't know why I thought that Mustang was Shadow. It's not. Shadow's miles out in the lead of this race. Aaron's lost out on that 2nd place. The Mustang now just dropping back into the clutches of the Ferrari. How fast are these cars down the straight is a good question. Aaron's out of position here. I'm not realistically looking for an overtake here. That's not the goal on the Mustang. We're going to cut underneath it for the exit here, and we will charge past it, and we are clear as we head down towards turn 1. Jesus, Grumple's car is not fast in a straight line either. On a bit of a funky line. We bobbled the grass. Not going to be having a look in all of that through there. We're going to light up the rear tyres slightly. Be mindful of the Mustang having a fight back. Those things are definitely not going to be slow in the corners. It looks like Longbow is doing a job here trying to hold off that BMW. I've been all crossed up through this first sector. I've not got that first sector well at all. Laguna's one of these tracks that, I mean, everybody knows Laguna. It's in basically every single racing game I can think of. I just cannot seem to gel with it on this one. I don't know what it is about Forza Motorsport and this track. It is possibly one of the tracks that I would have driven the most laps on overall ever, but I just cannot gel with it on this game. For some reason, I've struggled throughout my time playing Forza Motorsport. I mean, this BMW probably isn't the best suited car for it. This thing is much more of a straight line speed machine than anything else. Oh, please get turned through there. Longbow is continuing to fend off against that M1. I think the M1's clearly got a lot of grip, as is Grumple's, but I'm going to guess the Cosmo is going to be an absolute rocket ship down the straight. It's going to be very, very light. Now, this could help me, because if Longbow is slowing down Grumple's and slowing down Car Guy, because, well, you know, Longbow runs away down a straight, holds him up in the corners, that could help me if I can manage to get my acts together through the corners, stop making silly mistakes. We might be able to do something. I mean, Shadow's long gone. To be fair, we started down at the very back. We were never winning this anyway, especially not at a track that's probably not my car's strong suit. So, yeah, not really a big surprise. Not a big surprise that we're not winning. We have carved our way up through the field quite nicely, which I am happy about. Much better start. Well, I say much better start to the lap. Feels a much better start to the lap. The split time didn't agree with it, but, you know, it definitely felt like a significantly better start to the lap. It felt a lot less ragged, but never mind. Don't go. Still struggling a little bit with the understeer in this one. We charge up towards the corkscrew. I mean, the hope is... Oh, that's late. That's very, very late under brakes for me there. Not what I wanted to be doing at all. Really not helped. Yeah, the hope will be if they can, if they really get slowed down. Oh, Longbow is up on 2 wheels across the curb. They get away with it. Longbow is you know, very gamely clinging on for dear life in all of this. Car Guy's going to try and have a look, but the Cosmo's got so much acceleration, and this is what is going to help me. They're all going to try and now cut back underneath each other. It's 3 wide on the exit, and the Mazda runs away. We've got one more lap, and I mean, Grumples is going to start being a little bit worried about the BMW, because the BMW will outrun that Ferrari. All I have to do is stay with them. If we can stay with them as we head towards the final corner, we will outrun definitely the Ferrari to the line. Longbow has done a fantastic job of making the Cosmo the widest car in the world here, and it is incredibly helpful for me. And the Cosmo is probably the one car that's outrunning me in a straight. Maybe Shadows, I don't know. We haven't really seen that one. Grumples is on the outside of the BMW, and I mean, this helps Longbow as well, because if Longbow's got those two fighting, oh, they've taken each other off. Forza glued. They got Forza glued together. They just made contact, front of one car, rear of another, and off they went. Well, I mean, we were looking for a sneaky way past a Testarossa on the run to the line, but we have been given a much better opportunity in this one as we run down the corkscrew. I mean, I outhandle the Cosmo even, I think, on a good run through some of these corners, but the Cosmo will outrun me as well. We'll be closer to it, I would expect, as we round the penultimate corner. I mean, Car Guy is right there. But we know, the M1 is going to send it. We're going to try and cut back underneath it for the run to the line, and we will outrun the M1. It will be, well, victory for Shadow in that one. It's second place for Longbow. We steal a podium at the end. As I was saying, I was expecting we might have been able to steal a place off Grumples with that run to the line. We definitely weren't as quick as the Ferrari. We definitely weren't as quick as the M1, but phenomenal straight line speed in that was very, I mean, we went up 19 places at a track that probably wasn't suited to that car. It was helped, though, that we got through a lot of the chaos. We got through a lot of the chaos in that very, very nicely, which certainly helped, certainly did wonders. Unlucky, really unlucky for Car Guy, and Grumples on that one, just a little bit of Forza glue took him off the circuit. I'll take a podium. I'll take a podium where I can get it. And I mean, Shadow was in a different race in this one. This looks like quite a long way back. Again, we're round the corner at Road Atlanta. Oh, this is a long way back also for us here. It's very heavy rain for us as well. However, this track probably won't be too bad for the Supra. I didn't forget to take my fuel out, but never mind. Oh, I'm going to struggle to get stopped, although not as much as Danger Man, who put a wheel on the grass and went for an adventure. At turn 1, there is a Cobra going for a big adventure. That's not a Cobra, it was an MX-5 that went for a very big adventure and went for a very big crash. We're trying to filter our way through all of that, and we have done. That was an almighty shunt for the Mazda. So it went wide at turn 1, and I guess it lost it on the wet grass. The Porsche got a bit of a lag bump in that from Ewan, who Ewan has no traction in the TVR. Funny that Ewan with all of the oversteer in that. Now, the BMW, as we've seen, is more of a straight line speed machine. It's not so good in these corners. Should be quick down this straight. Won't be as fast as the McLaren. I mean, it's not going to be the very fastest. This is kind of an overall car. It's not the fastest thing down a straight, but it's better than quite a few. It's not the best in the corners, but it's better than, you know, others. So it is a bit of an overall car, which you sometimes run the risk of Jack of all trades, master of none, but you do. It should also work. Oh, I'm going to struggle to stop this, I think. But it should also work at most tracks one way or another. I think the Supra may have given the McLaren an assist at the end of the straight. Couldn't really tell. I was busy panicking because I didn't want to murder Longbow, but I was struggling to get my own car slowed down in all of this. Around the final corner we go. I mean, we've got more grip than the Lotus. Not a particularly big surprise that the Lotus might be struggling a little bit with grip in the rain. I haven't built one of them, but I built cars like it before in A-Class, and yeah, that will be a handful. I've got very, very big tyres on this, and of course, Longbow does not. with that, and it will be a fraction of the weight of my car, so it will be very lively, I would expect. I mean, we've had a pretty good start to this race. I mean, we avoided the worst of the chaos, really, in all of this. We've got clear of Longbow now. See, I think Longbow's got all the Longbow would have all the acceleration in the world, but the problem part with that, when the conditions are like this, is a lot of the acceleration that Lotus now can't be utilised because there's just not the traction to go with it. We are gone a bit messed up, actually, at the top of the course. Not my best piece of driving through all of that. But we should be clear. Liam's isn't particularly fast down a straight. I think it's the SVT Cobra, not amazingly quick down the straights. So I'm not going to be too worried about that. We are quicker than the cars ahead of us. But the back end actually wants to move around on that corner. That's not really a corner normally. Oh, there's a few cars off. We managed to avoid going off. We got very, very deep under brakes down there, though. Almost carted myself off. There is another car. There is some adventuring. It's an adventuring Toyota over there. These are really, really tough conditions for these cars. They do not have a huge... No one's really got a huge amount of grip out here. A lot of them are quite powerful. So, yeah, we are definitely having some scary times in all of this. I feel like this isn't the worst set of conditions for the BMW. Big tyres is actually pretty solid. I just need to figure out where I'm braking for a couple of corners, and then we might be quite well set as we come down the S's. Liam has got serious pace in the corners compared to me, but you're not going to be able to pass through this section. And then as we get on the power, we should have enough acceleration to just run away from the SVT so that it can't really do very much. Now, unfortunately for me, we are getting a little bit penned in behind the Bath. Oh, we've gone very wide. Gone very wide here. I'm not going to panic. There's no reason to panic, because now we will get on the power and we will run away from the SVT Cobra. I'm not quite sure how Liam's got that built to be so good in the corners. Maybe downforce. Maybe he's got a lot of downforce on it, so there's got a lot of drag. While it's struggling down this long straight. That is a thing that we are struggling with right earlier on the brakes for us, because my brakes are made of cheese. And well, that was earlier on the brakes, and we went even wider down there. I just cannot get the BMW to stop. I don't know why. It's got race brakes and it's quite light, and it's got really big front tyres, but it's really struggling under braking with this one. That's frustrating. It's frustrating mistakes that we have been making. Mid-corner speed with this car isn't bad, but it is... Well, I think there's a bit of understeer, but there is definitely braking issues with this one. I just don't quite know what it is about the brakes. There is... Oh, God, they're going side by side through the S's, and it looks like someone has come off. Why that looks like it's got one working light at the back and one, well, not working. Oh, we got sat up horribly over that curb. But again, I'm hoping we're going to have the... Actually, that Supra, I think, is pretty quick down a straight, although it's unlikely to want to have a go down here. Mostly because why bother? If you've got the straight line speed to get past a car, you are sometimes better off just waiting for this straight, because you can get past it in a much easier manner rather than having a half-hearted dive somewhere, half-hearted look somewhere. Liam is going to find a lot of frustration in all of this, I suspect. Where is the Supra? Well, I mean, we can chase the Supra across. I fear the Supra is just going to be able to outbrake me anyway. We are going early on the brakes this time around. And that has done the job. Ewan has not. Ewan has gone into the gravel trap. We will outrun Vante, and that will be 6th place back for us. I mean, third is possible here. Third is very much possible in this one. Depends on if Liam gets stuck, really. Depends on how much Liam gets stuck in this. If Liam gets clear, which I think Liam has done now, that might be third place sorted for the Ford, because none of us can really compete with it in the corners. We've got to try and be close enough down that long straight. Vante also got a lot of corner speed. I think they're in an SVT Cobra as well. Can't look. got too many other battles going on with the Beamer. And we're better in the corners than these lot at the moment. As I say, my car is pretty good overall. It's just not quite the very fastest thing. And yeah, the brakes are a real handful. Get onto the straight. Is Liam going to be a safe distance away from all of us? I think so. I mean, we've all kind of slowed each other down as well, which will probably have played into Liam's hands very well. We've had a good run out of there. The Abarth was having a wiggle. So yeah, so these ones, so Vante is much slower down the straight than we are. These are a bit faster, but we are much better in the twisty stuff than them. But we aren't going to be close enough to do anything down here. God, because he just cannot get stopped. Wyvern didn't get stopped either. Down there, that Supra is quick in a straight line. God, yeah, trying to get the brakes. Braking right in that section there is horrible. So there are bits of the track where we're quick. There's bits of the track where we struggle. Ugh. Bits of the track where, yeah, we do that. We make funny noises because we're kind of clinging on for dear life. There's a lot of clinging on for dear life around this circuit at the moment. We're going to light up the rears again as we come up the hill. So yeah, we're good through this, kind of good through this section and through the S's, but it's not really an overtaking spot, and I'm not good enough under brakes to really challenge these two. Oh, the Abarth, Snoopy's had a look, that's not going to work. That's not a place. It's not a place where you can often get a pass to work, and you will likely struggle when you're that far wide and got a wheel in the grass. You're going to find yourself in trouble. I mean, it's a freebie essentially for me in that one. Now we will head on to the main straight. We are right there behind the Lamborghini. We've got one more lap after this one. Now, can we get towed down the straight by the Diablo to keep us ahead of the Abarth? That is the big question, because I think the Abarth is better than me under brakes. I do think it's better than me under brakes. It may have a dive. We have just got to... Well, they're going to go for it. You know what? Fair play. I just cannot go that late under brakes there. It is better than we were, but it might be out of position heading towards the final corner. Everyone is really struggling. The Lamborghini was sliding. We were sliding. Pretty sure the Fiat was sliding as well there as we go up the hill towards the final corner. One more time around. It's the battle for fourth place for us here. It's a good battle, actually, for fourth. We don't have the pace, What we could have probably done is if I'd stayed ahead of Liam, I could have probably annoyed the absolute crap out of them if I didn't make a mistake, because we were so fast accelerating. But once they're past, there's just nothing we can do. Now we are at the... I'm looking and looking and looking for a way past the Diablo, but where do we find a way through here? Diablo's just not got any corner speed, but it is absolutely rapid. This bit here is where we're losing stacks of time now, because we've basically got to push the Diablo through that corner. We've been Rusky the hurry up all the way through there. I'm just not good. The brakes aren't good enough for me to have a dive. Like we've got, as I said, we've got the mid-corner grip, but I just can't get slowed down well enough to actually have a dive. Oh, I got a bit wider through there than I would have wanted. We'll get on the power, but it isn't going to be. It's not going to. We're not going to be able to do anything about Rusky. Now the real concern is what is the Abarth going to do? We know they've got good brakes, much better brakes than I do. We'll send them to that side again. Make them go the long way round into the chicane. I just don't have any trust in my brakes, but I might have enough traction coming up the hill that we can do exactly the same thing again. We're going to park it on the apex through the final corner, make sure they couldn't cut back underneath, because I know what they were all trying to do. Everything was really, really scrabbling for grip through there. But it was very, very close at the front between Shadow and Gibgob. I tell you what, Liam's car was monstrously fast around there. Yeah, we didn't have the pace. Well, I did not have the pace. I didn't have the braking. That was my really big problem. We just could not get stopped. That made overtaking very difficult. There's probably a little bit more speed in my car in that one. We could maybe have got into a lower 35, I think, if I could have sort of figured it all out. But yeah, that was Ugh. That was good fun. That was a really good race. That was a really good race for 5th. Terrifying, and that BMW was not easy to make work, but I'll take it. So, on to some conclusions. The M3 was definitely fast. I definitely think there is more in the car. It's capable of more. I struggle with understeer, whether that's tuning or quite how I put it together. I think the lack of front downforce, as I said, was a bit of a problem in some regards. Low speed stuff, it was great, but medium and high speed stuff, I had issues. And the brakes were actually the biggest problem of all with this. It really, despite the fact it was one of the lighter cars, we had some of the biggest front tyres we could and all that, it just, I don't know, it struggled a lot more under braking than I was expecting, and I'm not completely sure why on that one. But, you know, that's how it goes. Yeah, it was, I enjoyed driving it. I think I made a good choice in terms of my car. I think it was a good vehicle. But yeah, a couple of weaknesses did come up. However, we did have some exciting drives through the field. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign up section and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.